Stop being too nice. You are literally letting people stomp on you. People who don't even deserve your kindness nor respect. Like, I get it. Being kind, respectful, nice, sweet. These are good qualities to have. And expressing them to the right people in the right amounts can be very healthy for you and the relationship. Every relationship is a give and take. If you're being kind to them, you'd expect to have that same amount of kindness given back to you as well. Being too nice means that the kindness that you're outputting does not match the level of kindness that you are receiving. That means that the relationships that you are in, that you feel this way, are unfair. And these sorts of situations can happen anywhere. Of course, romantic relationships, friendships, parent to children, but it can also happen in workplaces, at school. It is really important to identify where you feel like you're giving too much of yourself. I can tell you right now, if you have any doubts in a relationship where you feel like you're giving in too much into it, more than the other, then you probably are too nice. You have to evaluate the relationship and see, what am I offering versus what am I getting? Does it feel fair? Do they output the same amount of energy that I do? Am I the only one always compromising things, pulling sacrifice? If you feel this way, then there are two options. You either reconsider the relationship or you change. Unfortunately, human nature, we take what we can get. If there's $100 on the ground, the majority of you would probably take it. You wouldn't be considering whether that is someone else's dollar bill. Do I need to look who dropped it? Is it somewhere close by? Do I need to? No, you're just gonna take it. You're gonna pocket it and that's it. Move on with your life. I know some of you would go everywhere to find that person that dropped the $100 bill, but unfortunately, not everybody works this way. Even some of your closest friends are not gonna have that same ideology. That doesn't mean they're bad people. They are just opportunists. They'll take what they can get, and sometimes they might not even realize their life is so full of stresses and problems and whatnot that anybody offering them an insane amount of kindness, they will not reject to it. They'll take it as is. But however, that still does not excuse you for giving more than you should. It is important to prioritize your self-care, to understand what it means to self-love. It is great that you're looking to output greatness and kindness. It's amazing. Not a lot of people want to do that for the world, but it is not healthy to neglect yourself in order to please others. I see tons of people where they find joy by bringing kindness and love to others, but they find it so difficult to give that kindness to themselves. Because in truth, these people, they find it easier to output love to others than themselves. These people have a very difficult time accepting all of their flaws. They have a very difficult time finding value within themselves. The very first step to stop being too nice to people is to try to find peace and value within yourself. You are outputting love to others because it is difficult to output love to yourself. You see other people being joyful, smiling, succeeding, but it's very hard for you to make yourself feel these ways. And that's completely okay to be in this scenario. You have to first identify if you are stuck there. You have to start understanding, what am I missing in my life that brings me value? Why do I feel somewhat worthless? As if I'm not deserving of love, even from my own self. Maybe it's a question of taking care of yourself. Maybe you're not taking care of yourself quite well in terms of your health. Maybe you're looking yourself in the mirror and you're just saying, how do I deserve this? How do I deserve love? Maybe you're looking at your day-to-day life and saying, who would want to be in my boring life? All I'm doing is watching Netflix, TV shows, movies, going on social media. Do I truly deserve love? There is a good chance that yes, you do deserve love. We're human beings. Every single one of us has amazing value to offer. We have insane amount of potential to create wonderful things in this world. I want you to know that if you feel this way, that you're not worthless. You might be performing actions that might make you feel worthless. And of course, that is not okay. It is not somebody else's responsibility to reassure who you are as a person. Now, of course, it takes time to build that confidence within yourself, but please do understand that it's really important for you to prioritize self-care. Heck, if you really are a very caring person, I want you to understand that by giving yourself a lot of love, you're able to be the most caring and loving person you can ever be. How are you able to support others when you can't even support yourself? You aren't going to be reliable and you aren't going to be consistent. And to achieve those qualities, self-love must be a priority. Now, let's start talking about ways to assert yourself, to protect yourself. Now, somebody might come to you with a concern, question, or a favor to ask from you. You might feel uncomfortable. Maybe you don't want to pursue that person's demand. Here's a couple of ways you can redirect the situation in order for you to still maintain your kind and polite nature while still being assertive enough so that the other person understands your concerns. You want to consider using I statements. I am sorry. I cannot commit to this right now. I do not feel okay with this. I do not want to meet you on that day. No, sorry, I do not feel comfortable with this. Make it clear that you're expressing your feelings and your emotions. Do not attack the other person. Do not bring somebody else into this conversation. It's a conversation between you and the other person. So make it clear how you are feeling so that the other person can understand your boundaries. You can always try to be polite. I appreciate the offer, but I would have to decline. You don't need to be an asshole, but you can still be courteous and considerate while still declining somebody else's offer. Be concise. You don't need to provide a long-winded explanation on why you need to say no. You do not also owe them a long apology either. For example, I can't come to the meetup because I have other plans that day. Another thing you can do is maybe offer an alternative. Maybe you still want to help that person. Feel free to also offer an alternative. Maybe you still want to help out that person, but you're not comfortable fulfilling that specific request. For example, I can't bake cookies for the fundraiser, but I can make a donation instead. You don't always have to abide by the person's request. Sometimes just finding a compromise can help leave you in a comfortable state while still providing the other person what they need. Saying no can be uncomfortable, that is true, especially when you're used to saying yes all the time. This is where you gotta build your confidence. You cannot always rely on your friends to tell the other person the bad news or to say no. You have to defend yourself. You have to protect yourself. It is not unreasonable to say no. It is completely okay to say no if you're not feeling comfortable. Practice with a friend, family member, whatever it takes. Just build that confidence and eventually you'll be able to understand your priorities. Now I know that many people might have this problem of being too nice, but of course we tend to see this problem happening with girls. The pressure to be overly nice, particularly for women, is deeply rooted in cultural and societal norms that have been perpetuated for generations. From a young age, girls are often socialized to prioritize care, to prioritize kindness, empathy, and nurturing behavior. They are encouraged to be accommodating, agreeable, and have a nurturing behavior. Guys are taught to be assertive, competitive, and strong. Like you even see it on TV shows. You see the guys always just like fighting, being strong, being tough, saying no to things, being cool. The girl always just like on the side. Who cares about her feelings? Who cares about her emotions? She's just the kind one. She's the nurturing one. She's a lovely damsel in distress. She's pure. Oh my God, she's so kind. She's so sweet. That's how most girls are pertained in the social world. Heck, girls tend to be quite more judgmental towards each other than most guys are to one another. So obviously a girl has an image and she really cares about it quite a lot. So she wants to be liked by others, and unfortunately that desire for approval and validation is where she might forget about herself, her priorities. They start caring about just delivering good and kindness to others, and that's very unfortunate. But girls, take great care of yourself. Nobody is able to give yourself so much love more than yourself. You're able to provide the best care for yourself. And heck, screw all these people who you feel like you need to constantly give validation to. Give yourself validation for once. Treat yourself somehow. And I'm not talking about with instant gratification tools. I'm talking about with hard work, by conquering something amazing that'll make you feel so wonderful inside. Why would I not want to give myself love at that point? And yeah, it might be difficult to find that balance. And how assertive should I be? That comes with time. Because of course, you cannot be too assertive, but you also cannot be too nice either. Everything has its balance. And hopefully you'll be able to find that balance. That is all from me, everybody. Take great care of yourselves and remember to keep your life exciting.